Hi, it's Patrick again, and welcome to the basement. It's cold down here today. It's February in 2020. Even though it's not as cold as usual, it's still pretty cold in Massachusetts. It's important that I timestamp this video because we're going to be talking about the Google search engine results page today. And Google makes so many changes and they are so frequently tinkering around with their formula that what I say today might not be extremely valuable in the next months or years, but it is valuable today. So let's look at some search engine result pages. We call it the SERP in some of our circles, and see what we can learn from it, and hopefully we can learn how to optimize it in the future. When I talk about Google search engine results pages, I like to actually do some searches, and I find that to be a very instructive thing for my clients as they can kind of see what the different parts of the search engine results page are, and then we can make some determinations of where we're going to spend our time and where we're going to spend our marketing dollars. I'm shooting this video on a mobile phone. The vast majority of searches nowadays are obviously happening on mobile phones. So although we could use a desktop PC and definitely learn from what Google shows us, showing it on the phone I think is more of a real world application, and I think it will be more instructive for us moving forward, right? So let's try a search. Let's say I'm looking for let's try a haircut, right? So let's try a barber, right? So Google correctly assumes that since I live in Swansea, Massachusetts, I want a barber that is relatively close to where I live. There's my little blue dot there, where I am right now in Swansea, Mass. And as you can see, most of the barber shops that are showing up are pretty close. And obviously there are going to be others that are barber shops that are close, but Google has only decided to showcase these three. This is what we call the map pack. You'd love to get in here. Like if I was a barbershop in the area, I definitely want my barbershop listed here. It's difficult to get into this area, not impossible. Google is constantly changing their algorithms to make this a more useful area of the search engine results page for consumers. And one of the ways they've changed things even recently is to make this extremely location-based, right? So if I'm not really close to that blue dot, my business, then my chances of showing up in this map pack are very difficult. Well, let's scroll down. We've got this Wikipedia article on a barber. Facebook page, Blade and Soul Barbershop in Swansea, Massachusetts. So Facebook gets to ride it a lot, and a lot of businesses, probably set up a Facebook page, but then they forgot about it. And it's important to remember that Facebook still carries a lot of weight, especially on Google. So having a good Facebook presence, they've got a huge 5-star rating with 34 reviews on Facebook. It's clearly helped this particular barbershop show up. We've got some interesting articles here. Here's your Cole's Barbershop. This is one of the companies that showed up in our local search. Yelp is still a factor. Right? They're a diminishing factor as Google tries to take up more of this page. But having a Yelp page and having it optimized and having good information on there can still help, especially for somebody who's willing to make the effort and start at the top and kind of scroll down and see, oh, this is the best 10 barbers of Swansea. It's good for comparison shopping. Here's some photos that have directly been input into Google My Business, along with their location and their rating. As you can say, again, pretty location-based, 2.7 miles away, being pretty close. Got this kind of question and answer area. These are some areas directly lifted from websites. It can be probably not relevant for this particular search, but if I was trying to get some attention, I might answer some common questions that people would have about my product or service, and by creating good content around that, there's a chance that Google could pick up on that. They're going to list some of the best answers to some of those questions here in this area. We've got homepage Barber 4. I don't know if that's the name of their website, but they've done a good job here. They're in Warwick, and they are showing up here in a search. Warwick, Rhode Island is not super close to where I am in Swansea, Mass, so they must be doing a pretty good job there to show up. There's your basic barber search engine results page. I guess you could say at the bottom there's some videos, and YouTube obviously owned by Google. Google is going to want to show YouTube videos. Let's take another crack at this. Let's try hairdresser. Okay, so this is going to show me hair salons near me, right? So if you're not looking for a barber and you have a different style of hair and you're looking for a hairstylist, you can see the businesses that come up are different. You've got the mileage here as well. So you've got Scott Patrick, which is only a mile away. You've got Chic, right? Chic full service salon. They're 3 miles away, but they've got those 208 Google reviews. And their review actually talks about the word hairdresser, right? So you can think, okay, why is that company coming up? They're 3 miles away. Well, we've got high reviews, and they mention the word that the search is actually looking for. So, again, things to consider. There's your question and answer area. Interesting articles. The Wikipedia page again. So we haven't really found a lot of organic. Here's your Google My Business photos. Again, location-based, but you also have some pretty far-off ones, 6 miles away, right? So why is this company from 6 miles away showing up in the search? What are they doing differently? Well, they got a pretty good Google review number at least, and they are utilizing the photos upload feature, so that might be why they're showing up so high in that particular area. And there's your Facebook page, this hairdresser on fire. Where is this? Windsor, Connecticut. Wow, right? So, but again, look, they have 110 Facebook reviews. Facebook is still a good factor for small businesses. So there you go for hairdresser. Let's try something a little bit more out of whack. Let's try junk removal. Okay, so here we've encountered our first advertisement, right? So we got a couple ads. JD's Junk Removal. Looks like they're kind of local. They're in Rhode Island. That's pretty close to Swansea, Massachusetts here. Here you've got your map pack again. We're doing this late. These companies are all open earlier in the day. 1-800-GOT-JUNK. There's your first organic result. So, I think they're a pretty big business, so it might be difficult to compete against them for that organic result, but there they are. J-Dog Junk Removal again. Is that the company from up here? Yep. So they are obviously competing. So, if I'm looking at this from a marketing perspective and I run junk removal, I'd look at these guys as an example of, what to do, because they must be doing something right to get into these searches. And then you've got a lot more, you have a lot more businesses showing up in these results than you had in some of the barber and the hairstylist ones. Maybe there aren't as many interesting articles about junk removal as there are about hairdressing. And Google probably assumes that people who are looking for junk removal are actually looking for junk removal and not just to learn what people who do junk removal do. So there's that search there. Let's try another one. Let's try a plumber. We are in the basement. Maybe we have a leak. Let's try a near me search. Near me is a really, really important consideration because there is an uptick in the number of people who actually type in near me into their searches. So something to consider. It's good that we did this search because here you've got your first opportunity to see Google local services. It's an advertising feature where it's all local businesses. They don't use this for every industry, but plumbing is one. A lot of sort of hands-on types of visit your home services. I think one is garage door repair, for example. So knowing this comes up at the top, again, that might inform me that that would be a good use of spend. It's linked to your Google My Business. That's where the reviews come in. It's got to click the call button, which is convenient for the consumer. So good to know that comes up first for a plumber's search. We've got some ads again, right? And then we've got the map pack, which again is largely based on location, but other factors, which we'll talk about at another time. You've got your Yelps, your Home Advisors, your Angie's List, and again, why is Google so interested in this new Google Local Services service? It's partially to compete with Home Advisor and Angie's List. They want their own services to be used, and not as much as these other big marketing services. You've got your Yellow Books and your Yellow Pages and your Thumbtack, right? So if I was a plumber, knowing I've got all these different directories, I'd probably want to make sure I had a presence in as many of these as I can afford. Even having a Yellow Pages listing and making sure it's accurate, that can help because it's going to help Google confirm that I am who I say I am. And we could also show up in one of these searches if someone clicks on these links. Now we finally get to the first organic result here, this professional plumbing and heating repairs in Somerset. Somerset is a neighboring town to us in Swansea, Mass. Pretty far down the page. So again, like if we are a local business trying to do well on Google and we happen to be a plumber, we'd definitely be interested in trying to figure out how do we get results. And I think paying for it in this particular case is probably going to be one of our strategies. We'd love to get to this map pack here, but with all these different directories, especially the Home Advisors, Angie's Lists, Thumbtacks of the world who are taking up valuable space in the search, we really would have difficulty even having just like a great website that helps us here. We really are looking at some sort of page strategy, whether it's directly through one of those directories or whether it's through Google Local Services, Google Ads, and definitely working on our Google My Business page in here to see what we can do in the map pack. So there are some searches there for you. Going back to that hairdresser example, one of the things I like to do with my clients is to have them do a search for their own company and see what comes up. It gives you a good indication of where there might be opportunities for you to make improvements, where there might be gaps, and also trying to get a good sense of what Google feels is important for your company. So let's try, so I looked for this company before. So we've got this chic full service salon in Somerset, right? So right off the bat, their Google My Business listing comes up, and it is full of positive reviews and photos. And Google is screaming at us to make sure we are getting reviews and make sure we are uploading photos. This company is taking full advantage of that. Their Facebook page comes up as one of the top results. So again, Google thinks Facebook is important. Facebook is one of the most visited websites in the world. So, that's obviously an important factor to Google. So having a strong Facebook presence has helped this particular company. I have a little bit of local press here. I have an article in South Coast Today, which is a local publication here. You can contact them directly after searching for them using this Contact Us button here. The more information from their Google My Business page pulled out. There's the Facebook result again, so important for certain. They're listed in their local directory, so Town of Somerset directory here. So, as a local business, the more local citations, we call them, the more references to your business online, the more Google trusts that you are who you say you are and you do what you say you do. So another good area to focus on as a small business. You've got your Yellow Pages listing, Herald News. I think it's the same story, just a different website. Two companies are related. We've got this Yelp listing here, but it is not for our company, right? It's for a company in, looks like Washington State. Is that what WA is? Washington? Okay, Washington State. So I might, as a marketer, just say, hey, these guys, I'm not sure how much they need my help, but I might say, okay, look, like, what's our Yelp listing look like? And they probably don't have one, which is why they pull up this Washington listing. So, creating one, getting a few reviews on there, probably push that Yelp listing right off the page. Looks like they're listed in this other directory here, this beautynailhairsalons.com. So another citation, another reference online to their business. So another area that might be helping them in search. They've got this one-star review for a Groupon. It's not necessarily positive, but you can see the things that come up. The other hair salons. Again, hair salons that have good reviews are coming up. Nail salons. Nearby companies, right? So, so think about the information that this, provides to a company, provides you with the most important things to Google, and it actually helps you with some competitive research too to see, okay, what are the companies we're being compared to, and, what's near us that we might need to worry about. Interesting stuff from a Google search engine results page. Thanks for watching our video on the Google search engine results page. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope it was educational. Very similar to what we walk our own clients through when we meet with them on how to improve their Google local search. In the coming weeks and months, we're going to be putting out more content, not only explaining Google, but also explaining some tricks of the trade for social media, email marketing, and paid digital advertising. Again, I hope it's educational, and if you enjoyed the video, please continue to come back, tell people about BasementMarketing.net. We are very interested in getting out of this basement, so if you're interested in improving your local search or improving any aspect of your digital marketing, this is the place to be. So thank you for watching again, and we hope to see you soon again at BasementMarketing.net.